Holy crap, hello. I'm just gonna see if this is working. I'm just gonna see if the chat is it on. We're gonna double check because I royally screwed Kat over in the last stream. Let me
It's all good,
see.
Sky. Yes, Sky says hello.
Hello. Let me see if it's. I'm trying to put the chat on the screen, so hopefully it'll be on the screen eventually. Sky, hello. And I'm just gonna check on Kat's stream that that we have audio going to her. Okay, but it was.
Hello.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna check
on. Okay, Kat, can you say something?
Hello, testing. We are hoping this works.
Okay. Yes, I can hear it on your channel. Heck yeah.
All right, perfect. Yay.
Success.
All right, we're good to go.
Sweet. So we're doing this through Restream, and we have the comments on the screen. So we're going to be able to have that on the screen for everybody throughout the live. So, and I did pull in the correct overlays as well. So we'll just see how this works. And I'm this is a little bit different. This is a new, we tried a different program last time. We're trying a different program this time. And so, yeah, Kat is being super flexible, and she was able to upload the video from last time where we didn't have her sound. So we're good to go now. And I'm going to let her introduce herself because she's the brains behind this operation. And I'm so excited to just let her continue to platform Kat as much as possible. She's an incredible person. And
okay, stop. Okay, so DC has been amazing at putting this together, especially just with all the technical stuff. So my name is Kat. I'm a licensed registered dietitian, nutritionist, and online nutrition coach. I focus in on sports nutrition, digestive health, prenatal nutrition, overall building and strengthening a healthy relationship with food. I do a lot of dives into MLM related supplement programs on my channel. I like to talk about the toxicities of dieting culture and the harm that it can bring. And I technically was in, I was going to say Doterra, but no, it was Young Living. While I purchased, I wanted to support one of my friends. And so I purchased a kit from her, and I did not know until a year later that she had signed me up to be a distributor. So that's my experience with Young Living.
And that may sound strange to you if you've never been in a multi-level marketing company, but in Young Living specifically, they get rewarded financially for having a brand partner on their team and not just a customer. They get rewarded more commission-wise by having a brand partner. So they will do, in my opinion, anything to get brand partners on their team. So even if it means, hey, sign up for this better discount, and surprise, surprise, you're actually a brand partner. So yeah, and I was in Young Living too, but unfortunately, of my own volition, I signed up mostly fully understanding what I was getting into, and then I ended up realizing that there was a lot of phobias they played on and preyed on, and I finally got out after 3 years of April 2022, and now I'm here running my mouth on the internet with Kat, and we're reading through a transcript, Young Living v. Doterra, and we're reading it word by word. And the reason we're doing that is, one, there's a hell of a lot of tea in the transcripts, and two, in Young Living, there is a lot of information control. There's a lot of edited things that, presenting Gary Young as a doctor, presenting Young Living as therapeutic grade essential oils, presenting that they had better than organic products. And that does not seem to be the case. And we want you to decide for yourselves. While this trial is already over, we're reading the transcripts on screen so you can listen and we can interact and talk and ask questions. And also, you can see, we're not making stuff up. We're just reading straight from these documents. And we have these documents. A huge thank you to Kira Manchester, aka Mombi. She's an activist. She's been standing up against multi-level marketing for years now. She and Kat and others were instrumental in taking Boo down, Black Oxygen Organics, and they're doing They literally have been doing the most behind the scenes. So we always want to say thank you for all of your hard work. And Kira, thank you for your hard work, and thank you for letting us read these transcripts. So yeah. Yes. Ella, live chat. Thanks so much for hopping on. So happy to see everybody. Jessica, Melissa, Fizzlesticks, Avery, Sky. I am excited to have the chat on the screen in kind of an easy way. So hopefully this will work. And I already have the file up too. So we'll see what the hell's gonna. Oh God, we're tiny. Let's see. Can we do this? Nope, that's too small. Yep. Let's try this. Is that better? Can you see that?
I mean, I can read it. Can you?
Chat, yeah, I can read it just fine. Live chat, is this too small for you? Let us know. Drop in the term of the MLM people. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can read it just fine. So let us
bigger on my end too.
Okay.
I'm good.
And okay, cool. We the other night during a late night live session, we mixed up a can of Zing because there was which is a Young Living energy drink, because apparently the most recent batches don't look normal. So we tried to mix it up to make it look like whatever was on the screen, and we couldn't even get it close to that because I still have cans of it are clear really? And not cloudy, and it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on over there in their warehouses, but it doesn't seem to be going well. That's all I'm gonna say.
Interesting. Somebody needs to test those.
Yes, seriously. So if you have a Zing can that is cloudy and orange, I would love for you to send it to me so I can take a look at it. Mm-hmm. So, okay. Willow says it's good. I can't believe we've only had DC since April. I don't know. I mean, I've just been having fun.
You've been an anti-MLM for years now. I feel like
I definitely have gone live enough to make y'all tired of me. But yes, I do like going live. I like talking to people. Y'all, live chat really has like helped me get when I got out of my MLM. So it's been great. So mostly great. 98% great, 2% hello to my haters. Nice to see you again. So
honestly, that will probably help you grow.
Yes. Yeah. I had my first appointment today with a registered dietitian. That's amazing. Yay. Melissa. We love a registered dietitian. We do.
I hope it went well too.
Yes. Okay, live chat, you know the rules. Y'all get to pick. I think I have figured out how to download a new voice mod, but I did not for today. So, but it's exciting that let's just be thankful for the live chat on the screen. And so let me know, do you want Baby Snark or Polite Demon Lawyer? Let me know.
Last time we were Demon Lawyer.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's my face.
Maybe we should just take turns and maybe we should just do Baby Snark. Yeah. Maybe we should just do Baby Snark. I think then it'll be fair. I'm so weird. It's so weird to watch you live stream because I'm so used to Zooming with you. Jessica, she can't hear you. Yes, Jessica and I work together in one of my jobs. So she's been incredible help. So I think we're just gonna okay, we're back. We're mostly back. There we go.
I guess Baby Snark.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we're on page 41 because I think we read to page 40 last time. So this is page 41. 241, sorry. We read to page 240 last time. This is 241. So I don't even remember. The lawyer is Mr. Toth, I think. So I
think Corinthians wanted Baby Snark last time.
Oh, yes, Corinthians did want Baby Snark last time. Let me see if I can. That's Mr. Berger, Mr. Straight. Mr. Toth, I think that's Mr. Toth, right? Yes, Mr. Herbert, the direct is by Toth, the cross is by Smith. Okay. And I will move it over to the other side, but at least this way I'll maybe put it above or something next time. Okay, so
that'd be good. All
And
right.
Kat's going to be, I think, Mr. Herbert. Right?
Okay. I'm
Yep.
Mr. Herbert. Okay. All right. Yes. What was the question?
Let's go back.
Can you go back really quick?
Yep. Do you recall that he had a meeting that he was at Gina Truman's house in February of 2008?
Yes.
And I'll represent to you, sir.
Baby Snark.
Yes. Baby Snark. Cool with Baby Snark. Perfect. And I'll represent to you,
Wait,
sir.
where's Baby Snark?
Wait, is it not going through?
No.
Dang it. Oh my God. This is awful. What the hell? Of course, the new streaming program's like, no, we're not doing shit. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. Sorry, Catch Channel.
Oh.
Are we good now?
Yes, we're good.
Sorry. My bad. Okay, we're ready.
Okay. Yes.
And I represent to you, sir, that this meeting occurred on February 28th of 2008, okay?
Okay.
Does that sound right to you?
Sure.
We'll look at some documents. Hopefully that will help nail down the date for horseshoes here. That will do. Okay. Do you recall speaking with Mr. Harrison several times on the phone prior to that meeting on February 28th, 2008?
I don't recall how many times we talked.
Do you recall discussing with him prior to the meeting who was going to be attending the meeting?
No.
Do you have no recollection of that at all?
No.
What were you talking to him about on February 28th, 2008?
Probably the meeting.
And do you recall any of the specific subjects about the meeting you would have been talking to him about? Okay, sorry, let's loading.
Probably told me the time and where it was at.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a little bit. The meeting was held at Gina Truman's house, correct?
Yes.
And did you know Gina Truman at the time?
Yes.
And she was a Young Living distributor, correct?
I saw her at Young Living events, but I didn't know if she was a Young Living distributor or not.
Did you know her very well?
No.
And did you see Boyd Truman at the meeting?
I don't recall Boyd being there.
Did you see Carol Truman at the meeting? Carol with the K?
I don't recall Carol being there. Carol with the K.
Who do you recall from the meeting?
Gina and Justin.
How many people do you recall being at the meeting?
10.
Do you know Rob James?
I know who Rob. Yes, I know Rob.
Was Rob James at that meeting?
I don't recall.
Mr. James testified that Mr. Harrison gave a terrific meeting. Would you agree with that?
Mr. Smith says, objection, vague as to the question. Rob James said that, or Rob James said that, or that Mr. Harrison gave a terrific meeting. Okay, let me read that again because I was really confused. Okay, Mr. Smith says, objection, vague as to the question. Rob James said that, or Mr. Harrison gave a terrific meeting. And the court says, why don't you rephrase? Back to Mr. Toth.
Sure. We heard from Rob James several days ago in this trial. Rob James testified that Mr. Harrison gave a terrific meeting. Would you agree with Mr. James's assessment?
I'm sure Justin did a great job because that's Justin. Justin did a great job in all the meetings that he did.
So you talked to Justin at the meeting, didn't you?
Probably.
Were you excited about this new meeting for this new oil company?
Of course.
Sorry, there we go.
Oh, we have 2 different comment places.
Yes, I think I'm messing this up. Okay.
Still getting used to it.
Yes. I don't know what line I'm on. 25? Or no? 22?
It was, I said probably, and then of course, yes, 25.
This was the first meeting you had attended for the new oil company, wasn't it?
Right.
Prior to that, it had been all phone conversations, correct? Correct?
It was just discussed. There was nothing to discuss. No, there was no company at that prior discussions.
So this was the first public meeting that you went to related to this new oil company, correct?
Yes.
Were you excited about it?
I was, but I wasn't.
Tell us what you mean by that.
I had some concerns because my wife was the oil person. I was a support person. I'm a banker. I was a banker. I did not this realm of oils was pretty foreign to me.
Tell me what concerns you had during this. So you had concerns about this new oil company as of February 28th, 2008, correct?
Uh-huh. Affirmative.
Tell me what concerns you had as of February 28th, 2008.
I had concerns about me being able to do the network marketing and still build my mortgage company. But yeah, I was in. Another concern I had was my wife was not in.
Okay, so what other concerns did you have?
That was it.
Okay. And how did you address these concerns for yourself to make yourself more comfortable about being involved in this new oil company?
I decided why not try? Go for it and see what happens.
So when this meeting ends on February 28th, 2008, at that point you just said, okay, why not try? And let's see what happens. Is that right?
No, I had decided prior to, in my conversation with Justin whenever he left, told me about Young Living. I told him then that I was in.
So the new oil company.
To the new oil company.
That was before you knew, or was that after you knew that Justin was going to be involved in this new oil company?
That was before.
You just told him, quote, I'm going to be in the new oil company, end quote.
If Dr. Hill is in, I'm in.
Okay, and how did you confirm that Dr. Hill was in on the new oil company?
How did I confirm it?
Uh-huh, affirmative. Because before you said you had been talking to Justin about it was just rumors, right?
I don't know. Confirming it at that point?
So how did you reach a decision that you wanted to be involved and take all the time and effort to do that on what was just a rumor about Dr. Hill's involvement?
If I trusted Dr. Hill and if he was going to be involved, then yes, I wanted to be involved.
When did you but you didn't know as of February 8th that he was actually going to be involved yet. Those were only rumors, right?
Rumors or not, if he was involved, I wanted to be involved.
So at what point? My question is easy. At what point did you determine that he was actually going to be involved and it wasn't simply a rumor?
That I don't know. I don't know whether it was when. Okay, restate that.
Sure. At what point did you actually determine that Dr. Hill was going to be involved in this new oil company? Sufficient for you to say, I now want to be involved because I know he is going to be involved.
That was clear back in the beginning of February when even before I heard Dr. Hill was going to be a part of the company or rumored to be part of the company. Either one didn't matter to me.
So you were willing to join the new oil company, even if it was just a rumor that Dr. Hill was going to be involved?
Sure.
What would you have done if he hadn't been involved?
Quit.
And how did you confirm that he actually was going to be involved in the new oil company?
How did I confirm it?
Yes, sir.
I don't know that I did.
When did you learn that he was going to actually be involved in the new oil company?
On April, there was a meeting in St. George. That's when I knew he was. It was confirmed. The rumors were confirmed. He could have just said that from the beginning, then April.
It's Mr. Toth. I'm confusing. I'm not a good question asker. So, was that the Coral Canyon? Was that meeting at Coral Canyon?
I don't remember.
That meeting was on April 3rd?
I believe that's the date, yes.
Very good. So on April 3rd, that was when you were able to confirm that Dr. Hill was, in fact, involved in this new oil company, correct?
That's the first time I spoke to Dr. Hill.
And that's when you confirmed that he was involved in the new oil company, correct?
That's the first time I spoke to Dr. Hill.
Okay. My question is just, is that when you confirmed that he was involved in the new oil company? I'm not asking the first time you spoke to him. Was that when you confirmed he was involved in the new oil company?
Describe, quote, confirm, end quote.
That you understood that he was actually going to be involved in this new oil company.
I understood that prior to.
It seems like we're going in circles. I'm asking when you actually understood that he was going to be involved in the new oil company. And it wasn't simply rumors that you were hearing.
Yes, we do seem to be going in circles.
So can you answer my question? Let's see if we can hop off this crazy circle.
Okay, confirming.
Yes.
That Dr. Hill was part of the company was when I talked to Dr. Hill.
Thank you. So that's April 3rd, 2008, correct? At the Coral Canyon meeting?
Yes.
At that point, it's no longer rumor and innuendo. You know he's going to be involved. April 3rd, 2008, right?
If that's the Coral Canyon meeting he was at?
Okay, let's take a look at don't publish this yet, please. I'd like you to look at, let me grab an exhibit. Let me provide this to you, Mr. Herbert. Your Honor, there is a version for you too. Mr. Herbert, let me ask you to look at Exhibit 86. Exhibit 86, page 4.
Pardon.
Exhibit 86. For you, it just should be Exhibit 86 for your counsel here. They have to look in a slightly different spot.
Mr. Smith says, Your Honor, is this a good spot for afternoon break? And the court says, why not? We'll pause for just a few moments, let everyone stretch their legs, and we'll try to keep it at 5 to 10 minutes. And so blah, 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 blah. All right. Thank you. You may be seated. We're back on the record, and we'll pick up where we left off. Counsel, go ahead. Back to Mr. Toth.
Oops. There we go. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Herbert, I'm going to ask you to look at the binder I gave you. If you turn to tab 86, and do you have tab 86 in front of you?
Yes, I do.
And is that your signature on that document?
Mr. Smith says, just for the record, Your Honor, I think we are looking at number 4 within tab 86.
Mr. Toss says, that's correct. I'm sorry.
The court says page 4.
Ooh.
And Mr. Toth?
Mr. Toss said page 4, tab 86. May I approach, Your Honor?
The court says yes, of course, and back to Toth.
Do you now have that in front of you, Mr. Herbert?
I do.
And is that your signature?
Yes.
This document is entitled, quote, Doterra request for information, end quote. Do you see that?
Yes.
And it's dated February 28th, 2008, correct?
That is correct.
That is a document you signed on or about that date?
I would say on that date.
Okay, Your Honor, we'd move for this admission of Exhibit 86, page 4.
Mr. Smith says no objection, and Mr. Hawkins says no objection, and the court says received. Back to Toth.
Okay, I gotta fix these overlays later. We'll put that up there. Mr. Herbert, I just have a few questions for you about this document. I think you said that this is your signature, correct?
Are we here or here?
You can look at either one, sir. Actually, they're actually one and the same. Whatever's easiest on your eyes is just fine.
Okay, thank you.
That's your signature on that document, correct?
Yes.
And you signed this at the February 28th, 2008 meeting at Gina Truman's house, correct?
I signed it on February 28th, but I don't recall whether it was at the meeting or not.
Okay. Did you read this document before you signed it?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I always read what I sign.
Okay. Did anybody explain to you why you had to sign this?
It's very clear in the document. No, nobody had to explain it to me.
And why did you sign it?
Why did I sign it?
Yes.
Because I was asking for information about Doterra, the company.
Who gave you this document?
That I don't remember.
Is it your testimony that you can't remember that whether you received this document at that meeting on February 28th, 2008?
I don't.
Do you remember seeing anyone else at that meeting on February 28th, 2008 signing these types of documents?
I don't.
Did you discuss this document ever with Justin Harrison?
I don't recall.
Did you ever discuss it with any lawyers from Doterra?
Any lawyers from Doterra?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't recall.
Did anyone at that meeting on February 28th, 2008 express any concerns to you about signing this document?
I don't recall.
Did Mr. Harrison ever tell you that he had a non-solicitation agreement with Young Living?
I don't remember any conversation about it.
Did you ever have an understanding as to whether or not he had a non-solicitation agreement with Young Living?
Mr. Smith said, objection, vague, it's irrelevant. And the court says, overruled. Back to Herbert. Did I have an understanding?
Sorry, there we go. Yes, I asked you first, quote, did he ever tell you, end quote, and you said, quote, I don't recall, end quote. I asked you, quote, did you ever have an understanding one way or other whether Mr. Harrison had a non-solicitation agreement with Young Living, end quote.
Mr. Hawkins says, just object, vague as to time, and the court says, overruled. Herbert says, I don't recall.
You don't recall ever having that understanding? Is that your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Let's turn our attention to Exhibit 61, which has been previously admitted. You can look at it, sir, on the screen or in your book, whatever is most convenient.
Okay.
First, let's start at the bottom. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Wow, there it is. Is this a document that you signed on or about April 17th, 2008?
I signed it, but I don't remember the date that I signed it.
Do you remember when you sent it in?
I don't.
Do you remember, was it in April of 2008?
I don't remember.
Could it have been in March?
I don't remember.
You just have no knowledge whatsoever about when you filled this document out?
When I completed the document, I do not remember the date. I don't.
And is there a reason you didn't date it?
I don't know.
You don't know whether there's a reason you didn't date it?
I don't recall a reason I didn't date it. No.
Do you typically not date documents when it asks for that?
No.
Did anyone give you any instructions on how to fill out this document?
No.
Where did you get this document, this form?
Looks like it came off the internet.
Do you remember pulling this off the internet?
I don't.
Okay. Now let me ask you to look at, it says, quote, enrolling sponsor, end quote. Do you see that? And it has the name, quote, Justin, end quote, written above it.
Yes.
Is that your handwriting?
No.
How about this other one that says, quote, Lil Shepherd, end quote. Is that your handwriting?
Nope.
Do you know who put, quote, Justin, end quote, in as your enrolling sponsor?
I don't.
Let me direct your attention up to where it says, quote, silver, end quote. Do you see it says, quote, applicant name, end quote?
Uh-huh. Affirmative.
Do you see it reads, quote, silver sage, end quote?
Right.
Did you fill out the typed portions of this document?
I'm assuming I did because I signed it.
Okay. But do you have any recollection, one way or the other, of even filling out this document?
Do I remember it? No.
Okay. Is that your signature? I'm just trying to nail this down. Is that your signature up here in the top right corner?
I can't see. Oh, Mr. Smith says, I can't see. Is that the
Sorry. Mr.
top?
Toss said, I'm sorry. Yep.
Top?
Oh, yes, top right side. It's the middle of the document.
And Herbert says, top right corner?
Top sort of middle of the document, right-hand side.
Okay.
Is that your signature?
Yes.
And is this your handwriting that says, quote, Gordon Herbert on it there?
No.
And do you have any understanding of what the number 1096 means on this?
1096?
Yes, sir. Do you see that? Looks like it's handwritten in. Do you see the number 1096?
That number in the upper left-hand corner?
In sort of the middle of the document, sir.
In the middle? No.
You don't have any idea what that means?
No.
In top left-hand corner, there's a handwritten number that says 1006. Do you see that?
Yes.
That's your distributor number, isn't it?
That's correct.
So just so I understand your testimony, sir, is it your testimony that you never spoke to Justin or communicated with him in any way regarding your signing up with Doterra?
I asked him how to sign up. I asked him for information.
But other than, well, strike that. So you're now saying that you actually did speak with Justin about signing up for Doterra, but you're saying that you asked him for information and you asked him how to sign up, correct?
I asked him about how I could join.
What did he tell you?
Contact Doterra. Possibly. I don't remember his exact response.
What else did you speak with Mr. Harrison about in terms of signing up?
That's it.
Did you ask him about how to sign up? What type of, and how to join? Are those different things to you?
No.
And he told you simply to contact Doterra?
I don't recall whether he did say contact Doterra.
What did he tell you about? You said you asked him about how to join and then how to sign up. What did he tell you about how to join and how to sign up?
I don't recall what his response was.
Okay, but you did talk to him about it.
I asked him a lot of questions.
Well, what other questions did you ask him?
About the compensation plan.
Okay, what questions did you ask him about the compensation plan?
Is there a compensation plan?
And what did he tell you?
There has to be a compensation plan for a company to work.
I would figure as much. What did he tell you about the compensation plan other than there has to be a compensation plan?
There is one. There is one.
Did he tell you how it worked?
No.
Did he send you a copy of it?
No.
All he said is there is one?
Yeah.
And where did you take that? Where did you go from there?
I filled out the form.
Okay. So you said you asked him a lot of questions. The first answer was, quote, I asked him about the compensation plan, end quote. What other information did you get from Justin Harrison?
That was prior to the conversation.
Prior to what?
The questions that I had asked previous that we talked about earlier.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand. My question is just what other information did you get from Justin Harrison about Doterra?
None that I remember.
Well, you said you asked him lots of questions. What other questions about Doterra did you ask him?
Compensation.
Okay. What else?
How do I join?
Okay, what else?
That's it.
Just 2 questions?
I'm assuming that's all I recall.
Did you ask him about oils?
No.
You didn't ever talk to him about the oils?
During what time period?
Anytime prior to you signing up.
Yes, of course. We talked about the oils.
Did you talk with him about the oils prior to this time filling out this form?
We talked about the oils, yes.
You talked about doTERRA oils, correct?
We talked about the oils, yes.
You talked about doTERRA's oils, right?
Yes, we did talk about doTERRA's oils.
And he told you they were good oils, didn't he? He didn't tell you they were bad oils.
He brought the oils to my wife, asking her if they were good oils.
And when did he do that?
Prior to, I don't remember the date he brought them.
Prior to signing up, right?
Yes.
And did he bring them to your house
Yes.
in St. George?
Yes.
Did you remember what month it was?
March or April.
Okay,
Probably March.
so it was after that February 28th. It was after that February 28th, 2008 meeting.
I don't know.
What did Mr. Harrison say to your wife about the oils?
Quote, tell me what you think, end quote.
What oils did he bring?
Frankincense and I believe peppermint.
And were you at that meeting with Mr. Harrison and your wife in March?
That meeting?
The meeting when Mr. Harrison came down to your house in St. George with oils that he shared with your wife.
Oh, visited, yes. He was visiting our home, yes.
And he had those oils, correct?
Yes.
And what did he tell you about the oils?
Quote, what do you think of these oils? End quote.
Did he express any opinion in that discussion about the oils?
Not that I remember.
Not a word?
I don't recall him saying any opinion about.
Oops, did I skip a page? Sorry.
No, about
No.
it.
Okay, sorry. Did he make any comparison with them vis-a-vis Young Living's oils?
That I don't recall.
How long did that meeting last at your house in March?
I don't remember. I mean, he could have been there an hour, could have been there 2 hours, 3 hours, half an hour. I don't recall.
Do you remember where you were sitting in your house?
The kitchen or dining room, I'm sure. That's only 2 rooms. Kitchen, living room combo. Those are the only 2 rooms.
Were you and your wife there the whole time?
I don't understand your question.
Maybe I wasn't clear. I was asking, were you and your wife at this meeting with Mr. Harrison in March of 2008 at your house? Were you both there the entire time in that meeting where he was discussing the oils?
I don't recall if I left or if she left. I don't recall.
So during that meeting, you talked about the oils. Did he bring any materials from doTERRA with him?
All I remember is the oils.
Hey, Jess. Sorry.
Hey, Jess.
Hello, people who are hopping in and out. We're just reading, but we have the live chat on the screen. So,
Yay.
hello.
All I remember is the oils.
And did you have any conversations with him about the compensation plan beyond they have one?
I don't recall anything.
Is that something you typically would ask about in that type of meeting? To find out if the compensation plan is any good, whether it works?
If I didn't know the person or trust the person, I would quiz them more. If I trust them and know them, I trust them.
Fair to say you trust Justin Harrison?
Yes.
So whatever he told you about the compensation plan, you didn't have any need to quiz him more about it. Is that fair?
I didn't.
Okay, so he told you. Your testimony is he told you that you asked, quote, do you have a compensation plan, end quote? He said, quote, yes, end quote. And then you didn't ask him any more questions.
He said, quote, I'm sure they have one, end quote.
Okay, and you didn't ask any more questions after that?
No.
And you didn't ask him to go back. And crap. Investigate for you?
Nope.
Let me just answer this question really quickly. MG said, did this trial have a jury? Yes, they did. And the jury found in favor of Doterra. So we're only on page whatever 1000 and something. So hate to tell you what
Spoiler
happens at the end
alert.
of the book, but spoiler alert, Doterra already won. So and that doesn't mean like we feel any kind of way about Doterra. It's just how the chips fell in this situation. Yep. Doterra won. Yep, correct. Yep. All right, let's ding ding. That's okay.
I wish it could have been a jury. Not really, but
I wish I
mean,
could have just sat in the courtroom.
yeah, it would
you
have
know?
been fun. Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
I still need to
Oh.
look at expert witness. Let me make a note of that because I always forget that unless I'm on here and then I forget. Or like a nutrition thing or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, you do need to do that. So one of the live chat crew, Beth, she sent me audio from a trial where Young Living is talking about the therapeutic grade on the bottles. So it's actual audio from inside the court.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So she sent me that audio and I was like, I'm a live react to this because what the heck? It's not all of it, but it's like 10 minutes worth of them going back and forth with the judge and the person who is taking issue and suing Young Living about like they mean something by therapeutic grade. And like it's very interesting. So I was like,
when are you gonna react?
I don't know. She just sent it to me, so I was like, holy crap, I don't know. I want to do it soon because I'm like, holy crap, this is like going on. So
yep.
If you wanna
watch.
If you wanna join, let me know. Okay.
I don't want to take in. Yeah, that's you. It's your company that you're invested in.
No, I'm always like the more the merrier. The more the merrier for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Do you recall forming any impression about what your wife thought about doTERRA oils at that March meeting?
An impression from my wife. What my response, my impression of her response is?
Yes.
They were good oils.
What led you to believe that was her impression?
She probably said it.
So other than discussions that you had with Mr. Harrison about the compensation plan, discussions about the oils, what other conversations did you have with Mr. Harrison prior to filling out your doTERRA application?
I don't recall specifics. Like I say, we talked all the time. We talked about a lot of things.
And you did. You also asked him, obviously prior to filling out this application, I think your words were, quote, how do I sign up, end quote, correct?
Sure.
And you said he directed you to the website. That's mischaracterizing. You said he told you to call doTERRA. Is that correct?
No, he didn't. I didn't say that.
I'm sorry. When you asked him, strike that. When you asked him, quote, how do I sign up, end quote, what did he say?
I don't recall what he said. And I think that was my testimony before, but I don't recall what his response is, other than if he couldn't give me something, I would go find it somewhere else.
What did you mean by that?
Investigate, go look. When it was time to sign up, I would find one. Wait, so why is he saying that? He did tell him to call doTERRA though.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the hell's going on. Like
why is
one,
I don't. Herbert, what is going on? Like you, couple pages back, it wasn't even like a day before or anything, or with a different lawyer. Like you literally told him that he said to call doTERRA.
Yeah. So we're on page 267. Let's just go back because
267. Okay.
We're on 267. Let's see where he said that. How long? Okay. Tell me what you think. What oils did he bring up? Frankincense and peppermint. And were you at the meeting with Mr. Harrison?
Let me do control find.
Okay.
See if that pops. Oh man, there's a lot of calls.
Yeah.
We're on page 267. I can. Yeah.
My question.
So it would have to be, okay, 100. Okay, I'm now in the 200s.
Okay.
Do you remember what we started at?
We started at 241.
241. Okay.
Yep. That's your distributor number. Let's see. Contact Doterra. What did he tell you? Contact Doterra, possibly. I don't remember his exact response. So that's on page 1132, which is page 259 of this PDF. So he said it multiple times, right?
Contact. Did he say call?
Well, contact
No,
Doterra, but I
contact.
mean that's
Yeah,
like
contact
splitting
Doterra.
hairs.
Yeah.
If he's arguing like, oh, I didn't say that he told me to call him. He said contact. Well, it's literally like the same thing.
Yes. I asked him about how you could join. What did he tell you? Contact Doterra, possibly. I don't remember his exact response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mr. Herbert, what the hell's going on, sir? He said it multiple times too. So it's not like now you're taking a stand on like, oh, I didn't say call. What are you, Gary Young? Like, what the hell's going on, sir?
Right. How are you going to contact them? Are you going to send like a
carrier pigeon? Yeah, carrier pigeon, like
a pigeon to Doterra.
A secret drop off between like spies where you're gonna like what the hell? What the heck?
Maybe email, but like at this time it's gonna be call.
Yeah, he said no, I didn't say that. I'm sorry. When you asked him, strike that. When you asked him, how do I sign up? What did he say? I don't recall what he said. That you do. You do.
You do. Oh my God.
All right. I'm sorry. When you asked, oh wait, that's you. I don't recall what he said. I think that was my testimony before, but I don't recall what his response was, other than if he couldn't give me something, I would go find it somewhere else.
What do you mean by that?
Investigate, go look. When it was time to sign up, I would find one.
And when you don't recall whether he told you how to sign up or not?
I don't.
And eventually, though, you were able to find this form?
Yes.
And did you sign up?
Yes, that's my signature on it.
Okay. May I approach, Your Honor?
The court says, yes, of course. Thank you.
Mr. Herbert, I've handed you a document that was prepared by counsel of record in this case for the defendants, and it reads, quote, Declaration of Gordon Herbert, end quote. Do you see that on the front page?
Mr. Hawkins says, just object to the characterization of the document prepared by counsel on behalf of the defendants. And the court says, I'll have you rephrase.
Sure. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Do you see this document says, quote, Declaration of Gordon Herbert, end quote, on it?
Yes.
And if you turn to the second page, sir, do you see that it contains a signature? Do you see that?
Yes.
And it's dated 8th of May, 2015, correct?
Correct.
Is that your signature on the document?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Who did you speak with about preparing this document?
Someone at Doterra.
Do you remember who it was?
I recall a Stephanie maybe, but I don't know for sure.
And there are 12 paragraphs in this document, correct?
Correct.
And did you write those words?
I believe they were written for me on my response to questions.
And let me direct your attention to paragraph 10, and specifically, sir, I want you to look at this third sentence, last sentence in paragraph 10. You understand this was a sworn statement, correct?
Correct.
And you said in paragraph 10, quote, I never spoke to Justin or communicated with him in any way regarding my signing up with Doterra, end quote. And that was your sworn statement back on May 8th, 2013, correct?
Correct.
I don't have anything further.
Mr. Hawkins says, Mr. Toth, would you please characterize that document properly?
No. You can do what you want. In cross-examination, it's been properly characterized.
The court says, cross? Mr. Smith said, may I go first, Your Honor? And the court says, certainly. Yay. Now we're in cross-examination.
Oh my God.
So that was a very interesting direct examination
Yes.
to Herbert.
Yeah. I think that Mr. Toth had permission to treat Mr. Herbert as a hostile witness, which is why he was allowed to ask questions that maybe would have gotten a hearsay objection. I'm not totally sure, but he was allowed to ask questions that you normally can't ask on direct. So
And that was from on Saturday when we were talking for any
Yep.
of the viewers who didn't see that. He
Yep.
asked the judge if he could treat him as a hostile witness.
Yep. And the judge said, sure, go right up. I that last part of the transcript where it was like, Mr. Toth, can you please characterize that correctly? And he's like, no, you can do that. Oh, okay. We're already sassy, and it's we haven't even been streaming an hour yet. Holy crap.
Even though he was treating him as a hostile witness, they were still nicer to Herbert than they were to Miss Patricia Levitt.
Oh, heck yeah. And they were even nicer to Herbert than they were to Rob James. They were not very nice to Rob James either as a witness. So it was just wild. It's been wild. Okay, do you have time to read a little bit more? Or do you want to stop the stream here, or what's your Okay, cool.
When is a good? Because when does it go until? I know I finished all the pages.
Yeah.
Let's see. The reporter certificate ends at 3:04.
Oh, yeah, we can get through this whole cross-examination, I think. Maybe not, but maybe we can. Because we just got through 30 pages in a little under 40 minutes.
All right, let's go. I'll go until I start to hear my little one. Okay. All right.
Mr. Smith.
Well, Mr. Smith, do you want to have Mr. Smith be Baby Snark or what?
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, I think it's all fair. They can all sound like a baby snarker. So,
yep.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Herbert. How are you?
We sound so cute. Wonderful.
If I could characterize that document, that was a document that was prepared on my client's behalf and not on behalf of Mr. Harrison. And the way you can tell is on the first page. Do you understand Mr. Harrison's name up there as any of the parties represented?
No.
Okay, so Mr. Harrison's attorneys objected to that characterization because they didn't have anything to do with it. And you spoke with a Stephanie at Doterra. Is that correct?
I believe that's a person.
There's a paralegal there named Stephanie Ray.
Okay.
So I think you got that right, but I'm not certain. Do you remember when you signed that declaration? Was it accurate?
To my understanding, yes.
Now, the statement he just read to you was, quote, I never spoke to Justin or communicated with him in any way regarding my signing up with Doterra, end quote. Do you see that?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
He never communicated to me how to sign up.
Okay. You've already talked about how you were invited and met and all those other things. But as to the signing up issue, you don't recall him telling you how to sign up. Is that your testimony?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you signed up. I think I left my form over on the desk, but counsel gave you an exhibit which I think was marked as exhibit number 61. Exhibit 61, that's up here. You said something in the examination by Mr. Toth that I want to point out. Where did you get this form from? Was it from Mr. Harrison?
It looks like it came off the internet.
Tell the jury you think it came off the internet. What on there shows you that it came off the internet?
Well, two things. Number one, all of my information is typed.
Okay, so you're talking about everything besides the handwriting is typed, meaning the name of the applicant and the address and the social security number and address, all that is typed. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What leads you to believe that it meant it came from the internet?
I don't use a typewriter.
That's a pretty good reason. Did you fill this form out?
I did.
So that meant you had it some way electronically that you filled it using like an Adobe?
Correct. Yes.
Is
An
there
Adobe.
God. Is there something else on that document that led you to believe it came from the internet?
On the upper right-hand corner, it says, quote, print form, end quote.
The little thing that says, quote, print form, end quote, there in the corner, correct?
Correct.
And what about that leads you to believe that probably came from the internet? So that could you use it? Do you remember?
That's a common annotation. I use a computer all the time. So if you click on the print form after you fill it out, it prints it out.
You don't know if this form was filled out by you in February, March, or April. Is that fair?
I don't.
It has a date on it as having been entered on April 17th, 2008. Do you see that?
Yes.
Is that the date, most MLM companies have the ability of their distributors to look online, sometimes even on their phone, to see when their entry date is as a distributor. Are you familiar with that? Sometimes called back office.
Sure, yes.
Have you ever looked to see when your entry date is as a distributor with Doterra?
Honestly, I haven't looked.
Did you go to what's called the pre-launch? There was a pre-launch party sometime in April of 2008. Did you go to that pre-launch party?
In April in St. George?
Here we are, back to the circle. No, this would have been up there up here in Utah Valley somewhere. I think it was in Orem.
No.
Okay, so there's some testimony there was a pre-launch on April 25th up here. Did you not go to that party?
I went to something at the Marriott, but I don't remember. I've attended thousands, hundreds of meetings with Doterra.
Okay.
Pre-launch?
Let me just say this. If this was a party at the Marriott on April 25th that was called the pre-launch, do you know if you were there? Because it happened to be at the Marriott.
Okay, then I would guess I was there.
Okay. Are you just guessing that based on location? In other words, there was an event at the Marriott sometime soon when Doterra was formed, and that's...
If that was a pre-launch, I probably went to that.
Okay. Now you kind of talked about another event that you said you had with Mr. Harrison because you talked about the oils and you gave them to your wife. You said Mr. Harrison came over to your house. I'm guessing I'm going to inquire about that. Are you mixing the April 3rd event with a trip that Mr. Harrison says you got the oils? Did you not get the oils from the April 3rd event as opposed to from Mr. Harrison?
Mr. Toth says objective form, lacks foundation, mischaracterizes prior testimony, and the court says, why don't you rephrase?
Did you get the oils from Mr. Harrison that you showed your wife? Or did you get the oils from the April 3rd event at the Coral Canyon County Club? Do you recall?
Mr. Toth says, same objection, lacks foundation, mischaracterizes prior testimony, and the court says overruled. Herbert says, I don't recall getting oils at the April 3rd event.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did your brother-in-law, Greg Anderson, show up to your home on April 6th?
That's what I've been told. I don't remember the date, but it makes sense that he did come to my house.
When you say you've been told that, is that what Greg Anderson told you?
I don't remember if Greg had told me that.
Or your wife or whomever?
Or Carmen. Is Carmen... Oh, it could have been my wife.
Or Carmen? Is Carmen Greg Anderson's wife?
Yes.
Let me just talk about this for a moment. Greg Anderson, who we had a picture on, one of these people on here, he's your brother-in-law?
That's correct.
He's Julie's brother?
Yes.
That's the relationship. And did he come to your home first? Do you know when Julie's birthday is?
Julie's birthday?
Not Julie. Excuse me. Carmen's birthday. I'm an equal opportunity abuser on names. Everyone knows this already. When's Carmen's birthday?
I think it's in April, but I'm not sure.
Do Carmen and Greg have a condo in Las Vegas?
Yeah, they used to go to Vegas quite a bit. Yeah.
Or timeshare? And do they live up in the Idaho Falls area?
Timeshares are scams. Yes.
And isn't there a practice if they drive from Idaho Falls down to Vegas to stop and see you in St. George when you move down there?
Side note, if anybody has a time or owns one of those, don't sue me. In my opinion, they are kind of sketchy. Okay. Yes.
Do you remember in April of 2008, Carmen and Greg returning from Las Vegas having used their timeshare and stopped at your home?
Yes.
And do you remember if that was what we call conference weekend, April 6th?
That would make sense.
Right after her birthday, do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember them coming to the house being there. That was a typical weekend for them to travel, for all of us to travel.
Did you show them oils?
Yes.
Were they doTERRA oils?
They were oils that I received from Justin.
When you say, quote, Justin, end quote, isn't it true you received the oils on April 3rd, just 3 days before?
Mr. Tot says, objection, asked and answered, mischaracterizes prior testimony, and the court says, overruled. And Herbert says, I don't recall when the oils came to our house. I know that we showed them to Greg and Carmen, as you are, and at our home when they visited. Yes.
Okay. Now, regardless of where the oils came from, when Greg and Carmen were there, can you describe for the jury how it was that you gave Greg the oils?
What do you mean?
That's the words you used?
Handed him the oils and said, quote, what do you think? End quote.
And what did Greg do?
He became very ecstatic after he put a drop in his mouth, and he was excited, and ecstatic would be more. He loved the oils.
What did he say with regard to the doTERRA opportunity when you gave him these oils?
Side note, don't put random oils in your mouth. Don't put any oils in your mouth, in my opinion, but especially random ones. Okay. He said, back to Herbert, quote, I'm in. Wherever these oils come from, I'm in. I want to get them, end quote.
I want to know the entire kind of sequence of events. You said, quote, try these, end quote. Were the words you used, or, quote, what do you think about these, end quote?
Quote, what do you think? End quote. Yeah. What do you think about these oils?
And you gave him the oils, and he put a drop on his tongue of frankincense. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And he said what? What were his exact words?
I remember him becoming ecstatic and saying, quote, wherever these oils came from, I want them, end quote. He wanted in.
Did Justin Harrison have anything to do with getting Greg Anderson to become a doTERRA distributor, to the best of your knowledge?
Mr. Todd says, objection, foundation, and the court says, overruled. That was qualified. Go ahead. Herbert says, to the best of my knowledge, no.
How about Lil Shepard? She's one of the defendants. Did Lil Shepard do something with respect to your brother-in-law, Greg Anderson, trying out the frankincense in your home and saying, quote, I want in, end quote?
Mr. Todd says, same objections. The court says overruled, and Herbert says she wasn't involved. I mean, she had nothing to do with it.
Now, in 2008, I kind of want to go back in time if I can. In 2008, when you had this conversation with Justin in February 8th, do you remember how was your financial state of being as a mortgage broker / consultant? How was that?
Bleak would be a good word to describe it.
Had we come by that date to the beginning of the real estate downturn and the mortgage
Yes.
debacle?
Yes.
So by then, would it be fair to say very few people were getting loans and very few banks were making loans?
It was really, really difficult to get a loan approved. Yes.
As of the date you talked to Justin in February of 2008, how would you describe your relationship with Young Living? I know you said you didn't think you were a distributor. How How would you describe your wife's relationship to Young Living?
What I recall is that she was off working other companies. She had 3 other companies at least that she was working with. And when she moved to St. George, she says, quote, "I'm tired of teaching oils. I'm tired of teaching oil classes," end quote. And she was moving on.
Meaning moving on, meaning moving away from Young Living?
She stayed with the company.
But what does that mean? Quote, moving on, end quote.
What? Well, if somebody asked for oils, she would still help them, but she was not actively pushing Young Living as a business.
We heard the term in this trial as either being a builder or non-builder. Would you say that by that point she decided to be a non-builder of Young Living oils?
Mr. Toth says, objection foundation. The court says overruled. And Herbert says, I would say so because she was building other companies.
Now, let me go back in time, see if I can get a timeline. In 1995, is that when your wife joined Young Living?
Makes sense. I don't remember exact dates, but it was mid-90s.
We have a policies and procedures manual here that's been marked, and one of the provisions says that a spouse can become a distributor, but they have to sign an agreement. Do you ever recall ever signing any agreement with Young Living?
No, I don't.
At some point in time, did your wife, Julie, enroll Justin Harrison in her downline at Young Living?
Yes.
And how did that happen? Do you know?
My wife answered an email in the newspaper that was advertising toothpaste, Young Living.
When you say, quote, answered an email, end quote, responded?
Yeah, excuse me, not an email, a want ad in a newspaper.
Okay.
And we didn't have a good natural source of toothpaste at the time, so she was always looking for natural products. So she answered the ad, and that was an ad that was put in by Justin Harrison. Of course.
Did you and Justin Harrison and your wife become friends soon thereafter?
Yes.
And can you describe for the jury how that happened?
She came over. In fact, one night specifically, he came over to the house, and I had sent somebody to Julie with some shoulder problems, and she showed up when Justin was there. And Julie said to Justin, quote, "Hold on just a minute. I'll get back with you, or we can continue to talk while I apply oils to this person," end quote. And the guy had an amazing results. And I remember that Julie said, quote, "That had to be staged. It was too good of a story. That had to be staged," end quote.
Did Justin become a Young Living distributor under your wife Julie at this point in time?
Yes, she did. He did.
Does Julie become a distributor in the business he was at, I think called Equinox, selling toothpaste?
Yes, she did.
That happened what year?
I don't recall what year that was I don't know.
Was it about a year after she started with Young Living as a distributor? Maybe 1996?
I don't know.
If Mr. Harrison testified it was 1996, would you disagree with that?
No, I would not.
Between 1996 and 2001, did Justin Harrison remain a distributor in your wife's downline at Young Living?
He remained a distributor until he went to work.
At?
Corporate for Young Living.
Okay, and I think that there has been testimony he went to corporate in 2001. We have an agreement in here, and that's the date we all are living with.
Okay.
So I use that date because I think that's the date Young Living contends that he started working there. Did he stay a distributor all the way up until he started working there?
Yes.
And did you remain friends with him during that time period?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the jury what you did socially with him? Did you go to dinner, attend weddings, go to family parties? How would you describe it?
At the time, during his dating years, we were almost like a counselor. He would come.
We don't want too many details.
He would talk about his his relationship with the gal he was dating.
Okay.
They ended up getting married, and we were. Did he like misunderstand, mishear him?
Oh my
We said,
god.
we don't want too many details, and he was like, he just
Oh my god. How did this turn like R-rated? Like within a second. Mr. Smith. I think Mr. Smith has done this at other points. Beth, hope you have a good sleep. Willow, see you when on the next stream. Have a good rest of your day. Hello, Christina. Sorry, just this took a turn. It did, Avery. It took a wild turn. You know, sometimes you think, wow, we're just reading court transcripts, and then all of a sudden, what the hell? What the hell happened? Oh my god. Oh my god.
okay.
Okay, sorry. I'm back. don't
They
know.
ended up getting married, and we were invited and attended their wedding. We went to lunch, dinner. Yeah, we became very good friends. And I had even had personally loaned him some money.
How would you describe that relationship? Would it be characterized as a mentor-mentee relationship?
I think it was more friends.
How much older are you than he? Would you be offended?
I'll tell you my age. I'm 59. He's probably 42, 40.
So if that guy calls it a father-son relationship, that'd be pretty cheating on his part. Would you agree with me? Not really. People have kids at 19. Sorry.
Pretty?
Cheating. You're not really old enough to be his father, in other words.
I'm old enough.
Did you consider it kind of a father-son relationship? You kind of helped him?
I did.
Or older brother, at least, if nothing else?
Yeah, we were friends, and we talked about deep things, detailed things going on in our lives.
Okay, so it wasn't just superficial, it was deep, as you described it?
Yeah, I would classify it as that.
And in 2001, when he left the downline for your wife, did you continue to have a relationship with him?
Yes.
And when he left, did his distributorship just roll up?
Mr. Toth says object to form foundation, and the court says overruled. And Herbert says his distributorship came out and everybody moved up. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god. And then your wife provided the support for
Yeah.
people that were in his downline?
Yes.
In 2005, what happened in your life?
In 2005, I moved from Idaho Falls to St. George.
And what happened to your wife?
She stayed in Idaho
For a short while?
for a year until October of 2006.
Until you could build a home in St. George?
Actually, no, until my youngest son graduated from high school.
Okay. So for about a year, you and she were separated while you were in St. George. And she was separated physically while she was up in Idaho Falls. Is that fair?
Correct.
During that time period, did you come to know who we call Carol with a K Truman?
She shows up again. I actually I had met Carol before I moved to St. George.
And how had you met Carol Truman before that event?
At Young Living events. And she also wrote a book, quote, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, end quote. And she came to Idaho Falls and gave seminars based on the principles and concepts taught in the book. And I attended one of those seminars.
So, one of the book signing seminars of Carol you went to in Idaho Falls?
Yes.
And when you went down to St. George, how is it that you came to be in the same shopping center / building that Boyd Truman and Gina Truman were located in? Can you tell the jury that?
Because we were friends with Carol and Delmont Truman, the parents of Boyd and Gina. And I went to them and just said, hey, I'm thinking of moving to St. George. What do you think? What's going on? You guys are in touch with the economy here. And he says, it just happens to be I'm building a building and it's got some offices in it. I said, I'm looking for an office. Would you be willing to rent to me?
Now, in 2005, was the reason that you relocated to St. George anything to do with the mortgage business that you had talked about?
That was totally. I opened a mortgage company in St. George in 2005.
In 2006, did you attend the convention in Washington, D.C. of Young Living with your wife?
Yes, I did.
Was it your practice to support your wife and attend events that she had with her distributorship?
Some.
How many conventions do you think you had attended before the one in September of 2007 of Young Living?
4, 5 maybe?
Since she signed up in 1995, in that almost 12-year period, you had been to 4?
Where was it? Oh, sounds reasonable.
Okay. In 2007 at the convention, were you satisfied with Young Living?
I was not.
Had you become dissatisfied with Young Living sometime before that?
I had.
Can you tell the jury how you would describe your dissatisfaction with Young Living?
I have like 10 minutes.
Okay.
There seemed to be a lot of chaos and there were a lot of employees coming and going. A lot of the owner was a little bit off his rocker with some things he said from stage, talking about different experiences in past lives, ancestors, things like that. I remember specifically one event in Salt Lake where he made some comment about telling a story about he was experiencing one of his ancestors on a pyramid that was being built, and he was there with his ancestor as she was being crushed by the rock, by the pyramid, or something of that nature.
What the hell did we just listen to? Oh my god.
What?
God.
How fitting that it was a pyramid.
Oh my god. Just listen to, so let me just ask you a question, Kat. Let's say someone is pitching the idea of Young Living to you, and you listen to this, that Gary Young was talking about an experience where he was with his ancestors watching her be crushed by a rock, and you say, yep, I'm gonna sign up with that company. No, you're not gonna say yes, 100%, I'm gonna go to that company.
Well,
You know
this
what I mean?
was at the convention, so it was already people who were part of it, right? Or did they have like invite a person night?
It was already people who had signed up, but I'm saying, like, if this stuff got out, like, it doesn't help. It doesn't help
No.
their their image for sure.
That is
Sorry.
so interesting.
I feel like maybe we should stop here because that,
Right.
like, can
This
we
is a
top
good
that?
place to-
Like,
This actually
let's,
is a good place to
holy
stop.
shit, let's just stop here. Okay, let me
What page
remove
was
this.
that?
That is page, oh god. We're on page 290.
Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot and I'm gonna make sure Kiara sees that.
Oh yeah. Here, let me go back. Yeah. Do you have a screen? You're gonna be able to
Yeah, I
take a
took a
screenshot on your
screenshot
page.
on
Okay.
my iPad.
Yeah, because I haven't heard I haven't heard anyone talk about that section.
Right. No, I didn't either.
Holy crap. That's not just weird to us, right? And I'm not trying to be offensive to people who believe in reincarnation. I personally don't, but I'm saying from a positioning of a CEO talking about that and using that as a platform for like all of his stuff and saying it on stage. I don't think it comes across as professional in a corporate setting, in my opinion. I mean, because it's not like you're going to a reincarnation convention or it's oils.
Right.
So I don't know. It comes across, I don't know. It just comes
Odd.
across maybe odd.
The thing that's really funny for me is the fact that it was one of his ancestors on a pyramid that was being built.
Yes.
And
it was like
he was being
foretelling.
crushed by the rock, by the pyramid. I don't know how they got reincarnation from that. If I was the lawyer, I would have been like, okay, what happened next? I don't see how that correlates to reincarnation.
Yeah.
But I just think it's odd or interesting that it's pyramid and he's being reincarnated into a pyramid, so he was destined to have a pyramid.
Yep.
Like
Destined
structure.
to have a alleged pyramid scheme. That's just our opinion, and we're just for legal purposes. That's
It's
just
a
an
pyramid
opinion.
shaped business
It's a
model.
pyramid
You can
shape.
say
Yes,
that
it is. It's a pyramid shape. That's for
because
sure.
they say everything is pyramid shaped.
Yes. Well, it's been a great stream. I'm glad that we can get the live chat easily on the screen. And I'm glad that Kat's audio worked.
Yay, me too.
So I think this is probably a win mostly. I'm gonna move around the tabs so that they're not covering the chat. So I'll fix those by next stream. And yeah, so live chat, let us know if you enjoyed this format, if this is easy for you to read. And replay crew, much non-culty love to you. Let us know what you think about the reincarnation pyramid ending. I don't know. It felt like kind of like it was like a drive-by kind of statement on the witness's part. So
Yeah.
let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. If y'all don't already follow Kat, I'd love for you to go over to her channel and follow her, support her videos. And she talks about the kind of the nutrition and I don't know all the stuff, but she kind of debunks she debunks the diet culture, and she is registered dietitian, so it's an incredible watch. So
And if anybody's on my channel and has not subscribed to DC, do that because she's a wealth of knowledge.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And we will both see everybody and hopefully maybe some new friends on the next live stream on Saturday. I think we're gonna try to do Saturday. So thank you everyone. I still don't have an outro, so I'm just gonna play the music and end the stream. So goodbye.